As he moves his steady fingers across the keys, a fast series of beats echo through the speakers. As he taps the rubber squares, they light up upon impact in reds, blues, and greens. He closes his eyes as if feeling the music flow through his body. This is just a typical jam session for this up-and-coming solo artist. Austin Pratt, better known as Lou, is bringing his color of mixed electronic beats and lyrics to Plymouth State University and various other places in New England. Austin is a sophomore, vocal performance major at PSU. He practices his music in the Silver Center of Arts and at his apartment, which stands as a studio for now. Austin started playing guitar at 16, street performing in Newbury, Massachusetts. He had only been playing for a few months and knew only covers of other artists. He was approached by one of the set managers at the festival and asked him if he wanted to do an opening act for another band. Austin says his playing was terrible the first time he hit the stage, but the experience was unforgettable.
It was the adrenaline, it was the feeling I got, it was the happiness I got, it was the reactions I saw, it was the freedom, because I was always an actor and I never really could be free because you're always doing something that is given to you and it's so rehearsed, and I was not rehearsed whatsoever, and it was just having fun with it, just really going with the flow and just really doing it and just bringing the happiness to people.
It's been 3 years since his performance in Newbury, and now he has a name for himself, a schedule of performances, a booking manager, and a tons of fans and supporters. Things are looking up for Lou, and he wants to keep it going.
That's when I realized that music really is important to people, and it's very important to people because it allows them to experience something that maybe had happened in the past, or something they can look forward to. It's something that they can kind of get away from reality. And that's why I wanted it to take it further, because if I had that impact, I was like, I love it. It's like I want that freedom, I want that happiness. I want people to know that when you see me live, you can be yourself, you can be who you want, you can ditch all the stuff that's going on in your life, and you can come here and just like really grow with everyone there and have a great time. And that's why I wanted to do it, because it was just kind of like the happiness with people. It was just the vibes I felt.
Austin didn't always have the name Lou. He says it came to him 4 months ago during a low point in his life when he needed it the most.
That's why I really went with it, because it made me feel safe, because I wasn't using Austin Pratt, I was using a different name. So it did kind of allow me to be a little bit more comfortable, and there's a whole mystery to it, and that's what I like about it, because it's nice for me, because I don't want people to know what they're in for a Lou concert, because it feels like I have to do something. I feel like I have to, and if I don't want to let someone down. It's just all anxiety. I would have to say that's why I go with Lou, and that's what pushed me to be it, is because there's all these fears that I wanted to tackle, and I thought Lou would be a great start for me to do it, if that makes sense.
Before Lou, Austin was a member of a band called Apartment 158, but things didn't work out and he was feeling pretty low.
My last band was really kind of stubborn. And I had all these ideas, and I had all these things I wanted to do, and they wouldn't let me do anything. Like, I wanted to record us. They would never let me record them. I wanted to make T-shirts. They would never let me make T-shirts. I wanted to do the CDs. They never would let me do the CDs. Wanted to do posters. It was like I always got shot down. So, like, that's what I love about being a solo artist, is that I don't have to, like, allow someone to, I don't need a yes or no. I can just do it, and it's awesome.
Austin has his own merchandise sales and CDs and t-shirts. He wants to get pins, guitar picks, and posters made too. One of his friends, Julia Ribeiro, has helped him with many of these.
I made his t-shirts for him. I tie-dyed them, and I designed the logo for the front of his t-shirts, and I used his ideas that he had showed me, and I screen printed them on tie-dyed shirts.
Julia is a big fan and supporter of Lou. She has been through it all with him.
Do you go to his performances often?
Yeah, I go to a lot of his performances. I've been to quite a few. He's had a few parties actually at his little apartment down on South Main Street, and he's had his release party was a big success too. He had a lot of people come over, and he really brings in a crowd. I really like his music. I like watching him make his songs. I like watching him practice too. He's very energetic in his style of performing.
How do you view his current and future success?
Well, I remember Austin. He would make these posters, and he would walk all up and down Main Street and put them up in all these windows. And he would come to the student apps, hang up the posters everywhere, just trying to get people to like take a look at his music. He would post like videos all over YouTube and all over Facebook, and he's got over like 25 gigs. I remember him coming home and telling everybody about all the freaking gigs he just got, and he was so excited. You could never sedate this kid. He was just constantly going and going and going.
Austin's energy is one of his trademarks. He works very hard for every one of his songs.
If you do what you love as a job, you'll never work a day in your life. And that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't, and yeah, I work my ass off, but I don't even feel it. I never even realize it. I piss people off though when I'm here and I'm like jamming or I'm doing nothing but music. People be like, bro, relax. Come hang out with us. You're getting too involved with your music. That's like the only time it gets a problem.
Austin says his process begins with any kind of creative inspiration he finds throughout the day, and then he writes his lyrics and the beats follow. He says that his biggest influence to his career is Chet Faker, an electronic artist.
No, I would be losing it if I saw this guy live. I'd be like, you're like a mad scientist. You're awesome. And then that's what sold me, was like, it was just so cool. Like, it was one person making all these sounds, and I was like, this is, literally, I've been told I could not do this. I've literally been told I was not going to do good, and I saw this one guy doing it. It was like the biggest hug I ever received, ever, and I was like, I feel so safe. And then that's when I just like fed right into it. It was like giving candy to a kid. I just had to take more.
Lou's message to the world is to give acceptance to anyone who is feeling low.
I just want people to feel the motivation I feel and just to really just keep going with what you love to do.
The road of success couldn't be what it is without a little turmoil, and that's what Lou's road had in the beginning.
A lot of the times, especially with me, I've noticed, and I know it happens with other people, is that people just see, a potential or a spark or something like that, and they want that. And instead of just kind of supporting it and just kind of being there for me as a person, they want to ruin it, and they want to sabotage it. It's a sad thing, and it sucks so much, but you just have to learn from it.
He says his future plans are to get his name out there and grow. He wants more likes on Facebook and wants to get more gigs in the southern part of New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine. He just recently got a gig at the Gaslight in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is a big deal for any artist at Austin's level.
It's like looking at like the Willy Wonka factory as Charlie Bucket. Like you see it and it's like, oh my God, I'd love to be in there. And then now I'm finally getting in there. And I'm like, this is a dream come true. Like I'm done. This is crazy. And that's happened over a night. Like over a night I got that gig. And over like 2 months I got all these performances. And it's the coolest thing ever. Like it just happened. And then overnight it just happened literally. And it was crazy. I had to pinch myself like 20 times during that day because I thought I was dreaming. It was so awesome. And now it grows. Every day I'm getting more gigs, and it's scary. It's really terrifying at some points because I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh my God, I have like 4 gigs in a week. And it's scary, but it's what I love to do. And I learn from it all. So I don't let my fear get in front of me.
Look for Lou on SoundCloud and Facebook, or catch him at Murphy's Tap Room in Manchester on May 11th at 6:30 p.m. That's all for now. Catch you later with the next big artist.